Like, how often are you seeing this? And then also, what are some of those common triggers that do, set off these need for these quick changes?
Mm. Well, so generally speaking, I think the last couple of years have been full of unexpected events, right, on macro as well as on micro level. So I think it explicitly started during COVID, when borders were shut down, when the supply chains really got completely disrupted. It was followed by the Ever Given incident when the Suez Canal got blocked by the vessel, turning there in an unfortunate way. Then, of course, the Suez Canal still is in the middle of all of this with the ongoing Red Sea crisis. Now we talk about tariffs as well, that again have an influence on the supply chain. In Europe, we have an ongoing war in the Ukraine still that had a massive impact also on the supply chain. So these were all these macro events which still are impacting supply chains, but I think they are paired also with a lot of micro events like a carrier not being able to take a load, delays, a traffic jam, inflation in various regions going into different directions, which again have a massive impact. And all of these combination of large and smaller scale issues, I think, influence all of the parties in the supply chain industry, and also influence them on day to day. So they have to react very fast on ever changing things basically on a daily basis right now.
It's kind of that you have to it almost feels like it's like an onslaught, like, because especially when you talk about that micro level that, okay, you are having carriers that are, failing to pick up on time, failing to pick up the full contractual obligation that they have, or is they're having issues with their authority or anything like that. And then you also have is you kind of have the day-to-day mundane that you're like, okay, I kind of have to adapt and move along from. But then you also have, like you said, those giant macro ones that are a little harder to predict and a little harder to just sweep another carrier in there to recover a load. But that just kind of really goes to show that, the agility and that nimbleness of a supply chain, you really do need to have, and you need to have those backup plans in place, and you kind of need to practice using those pretty regularly.